Right, hindsight for the 23rd of September 2025, GBP USD. Market structure as always on the higher time frame. Market structure is bullish in the internal push up and then shifting bearish. Over here we got the change of character creating that larger sell, the buy to sell area, which is indicated by the gray block, which we want to see a push back into, and then sell side continuation going down to say the 4 hour. We can identify, or rather not identify, but define that sell, that buy to sell area into two main key areas, that being this area here and this area here, because we see breaker structure result of those POIs. What happened when it came into this POI? We had a strong push up, price slowing down, ultimately beginning a range, beginning that change of character. Going down to the 1 hour, we can identify that market structure once again being that low, that lows, highs, liquidity grab since we don't close below. So this is the new low, this becomes the new high over here. Lows, highs, but ultimately inside of this area we just begin to range price being contained between this overall high and this overall low, and inside of this area we got a change of character resulting in that sell side push down, but we do not trade Asia session, so we did not get that setup. But what we were understood in was the change of character, therefore now being bearish. So all we waited for in our session was a area to look for a entry. How did the entry look? Initially coming into the session, we identified this high, low, so we identified the most recent buy to sell with liquidity being this doji candle over here. That's our sell side continuation towards the downside. So initially I was looking for this area to be liquidated, to be used as liquidity to fuel the next move higher. But what happens coming into after liquidating these highs here, since these highs also see sell side continuation, price begins to slow down, going down to the 5 minutes, which is where we actually entered the setup on. We identified after liquidating these highs, we begin to slow down. What did I do? Bend in order, save stop loss above the high on top of this range, since this is a buy to sell that had overall trend line liquidity. It is if price actually come up higher. When price actually came up higher, these highs that saw these lows resulted in change of character towards the downside, aligning with higher time frame narrative of wanting to see lower prices. Pending order, save stop loss above the high, which this was our buy to sell POI, targeting our 3.2 consistently, and 3.2 was indeed hit. What I also want to take note of, breaker structure resulted in a break even with the stop loss, taking the risk off once this low hits. But thankfully, beautifully, we did not hit stop loss, and price did continue to tank towards the downside, getting our 3.2 odd on that position. That is the hindsight for 23rd of September. Proverbs 3 verse 5. Trust in the Lord with all your heart and lean not on your own understanding, but in all your ways acknowledge Him, and He will make your path straight. Jesus Christ is Lord, Son of God, forever and always. Amen.